Shalom, today is April 10th and we're in day 552 of the war in Israel at war. This newspaper report is the last one before the Seder Pesach, the Passover large meal that happens this year on Saturday night. So a lot of the newspaper is about the Passover Seder without of some of the hostages that are still in Gaza. Tachziki et hamishpacha bishvil Omri. Hold the family together for Omri. כמו שאני החזקתי בשביל Sagi, as I held the family for Sagi. And this is Avital and Lishai. 498 days Avital Dekelchen waited for her husband Sagi to come back from captivity in Gaza, until he did come back in a hostage deal. Lishai is still counting the days. It is 552 days already without her husband Omri. Both of these women that have been connected by their circumstances are sharing here about the battle that does not finish, about the girl that her birthday wish is that her father comes home, and about the hope that next Passover will be a true Chag Cherut, a true holiday of freedom. Another name of Passover in Israel is Chag HaCherut, the festival or the holiday of freedom, as Israel was freed from their slavery in Egypt so many years ago. Speaking about Passover, the cartoon of the day is Moses / Netanyahu leading the people that are grumpy and unhappy, and let's see what they're saying. The people are saying, מסתובבים במעגלים כבר שנה וחצי. We're walking in circles for a year and a half now, the war. אנחנו כפסע, אמרתי לכם. I told you we are a step from victory, I told you. כפסע is the key word for what Netanyahu said a year ago, that Israel is a step from victory, from completely defeating Hamas. הכיסא הריק של פסח 2025, the empty chair of Passover, Pesach 2025. And this is what Israel is feeling in these holidays, and especially the holiday of freedom. What she's writing here, this is Ariela Ringel-Hoffman. She's writing her opinion about Passover being, again, with one empty chair. Usually this one empty chair is for Elijah, the prophet. Israelis like to leave an empty chair for Elijah to come back. But this time the empty chair is for the hostages. And many families, 59 of them, have empty chairs, literally. And she says, will this empty chair be of the son, haben, shel ha'ach, the brother, or shel habal, the husband? While the government is offering the families cliches, and the Americans have gone off to other issues, she says one thing is concerning the hostage families. How is it that they're still not home? This article is sharing the stories of some people, Jewish people, Israelis, who are asking to be enlisted into the military, even though they have an exemption. These are not Haredi, they're not ultra-Orthodox. They do have an exemption for different reasons, but they're fighting to serve again in the military. For example, Asaf, he lost his brother in battle. That means he doesn't have to serve anymore, definitely not in an infantry battalion. Where he is endangering his life. But he chose to go ahead and enlist. He says the land needs us, the country needs us, and he's helping many others that don't have to be enlisted, but want to, and he's helping them come in also. Erez lives many years abroad now. He does not live in Israel. He doesn't have to serve in the IDF after so many years. But it says it was clear to him that he comes to Israel and enlists to the service in order to protect Israel. Yarden, as a religious Jewish woman, she did not have to serve, but she decided to insist and demand that she will serve as a social worker, using her skills in a department that uses social worker skills, to support families who have lost their beloved ones, and this is part of the IDF. She said, "Shalachti et haTfasim vePashut התקשרתי bli hafsaka." I sent in the forms and I continued to call non-stop. They thought I was crazy, but I do not understand. How can I just stand from the side and watch from the side? So she enlisted. This is just a few of the stories, more stories about people over 40 years old in good shape that they have an exemption of serving in the IDF. They're too old, but they're insisting that they're in good shape and they can serve because they know they're needed. So the IDF, the story here is also about the IDF not making it very easy for those who have an exemption to serve. They're saying, but the IDF needs us, please make this process a little bit easier, because the ultra-Orthodox are not recruiting, they're not enlisting, and the IDF is in shortage of soldiers. This is a real distress. So some are succeeding to enlist, others are having a very hard time to enlist because of the exemption. Yes, we do hope that those who can and those who are willing will serve in the IDF. Israel at war. Israel במלחמה. ההכרעה שלא הייתה. The defeat that never happened. Hakhra'ah is a very strong word in Hebrew, meaning complete defeat. You can say dismantling and disarming and demolishing, all that together is the word hakhra'ah, complete defeat. It says 7 months after the IDF spokesperson, the former IDF spokesperson, officially announced that the IDF has completely defeated the Rafiq brigade of Hamas. They're admitting now in the IDF that the terror organization has many more battalions just in Rafah. So the defeat that they spoke about didn't really happen. It also turns out, it says here, that the way they handled the tunnels, the many tunnels, was much less effective than what we thought, because 75% of them are still active. Israel defeated just 1 out of 4 tunnels, demolished 1 out of 4 tunnels. That means 75% of them are still active. And the question that rises, it says here in this article, is what does the public really know about the fighting in the Gaza Strip? This is not an easy article to read. Hamas used to be just a terror organization, but really we see how it is a true army and strong army, and they're always bringing up more and more younger ones to enlist to this Hamas army with brainwash and education. Here's the defense minister, Israel Katz, visiting the Moral Corridor in Gaza yesterday. The new chief of staff, Eyal Zamir, is trying to speed up the process. He's telling the commanders in the area, come on, speed up the process, get rid of these terrible Hamas battalions just in Rafah. This was supposed to happen 7 months ago, according to the announcement. So evidently, the reality in Gaza, and even just in Rafah, is much more complex and difficult than what we hear on the media. Seder Rishon bli Abba, the first Seder meal of Passover, without Abba. This is after 300 reserve duty days. Major Yevgeny Zinershain, 43 years old, was killed in Lebanon. There were 3 rounds of his reserve duty, and this is the end of his 3rd round. Last December, he was killed. His wife, widow Alexandra, is having a hard time imagining how she'll go through this very family-oriented holiday with the 3 of her children, their children, when he is gone. It will be a different seder, it will be a sad one, she says. Anachnu shomrim kiseh leYevgeny. We are keeping a chair for Yevgeny, saving a spot for him. Here's the chair, here's the family, and here's a picture of Yevgeny on the empty seat, on the empty plate. We are missing him so much. Hu chaser lanu kol kach. They have 3 children, Yonatan, 13 years old, Oren, 10 years old, and Ninette, 8 years old. Yonatan, his son, says, Ani mitga'ageh alav me'od. I miss him a lot. He would come to all of my swimming competitions. He was everywhere in the country. He always came and supported us. I miss him a lot. Oh, and the 10-year-old says, I miss him. I miss his help. He knew a lot of things, and he could help me almost in every subject. Ninette, the little one, says, I miss his tickles, especially the tickles. He made me laugh a lot. This is the true reality of the many bereaved families in Israel, all across the world, really, but here we are in Israel. And it is especially around the family holidays that are so central in part of the Israeli life. having such a hard time with the missing one not there. And we pray for comfort and restoration and deep restoration in the Lord when such a loved one is missed. Lastly, I'll share with you this little note it says here, from Drom Korea, from South Korea until the United States of America, everybody eats matzot. And whoever doesn't know, matzot are the unleavened Passover bread. It's like crackers. And in Israel, we eat them only during Passover. We don't eat them any other time of the year. This little short article says, Titpal'u, be surprised, to the Israelis, but all across the world there are people that eat matzot with no connection to Passover or to Judaism. They speak about the Christian ceremonies. They speak about other cultures that just enjoy matzot throughout all the year. In some places they think it's also healthier than just normal bread, maybe easier to digest. And they say, except for Passover, it is easier to find matzot in New York rather than in Tel Aviv. So it's true, we in Israel do not eat matzot except during Passover. We don't love matzah. We love bread much more. Ha'ikar ha'briut. The main thing is the health, it says here. It's not only a religious thing, it's also a health thing. And there's places that matzah is there because it's much more healthy. This is it for today. Thank you for watching. If you like this, please share it with your friends and with your family. And for more news from Israel, news that matters, go to allisrael.com and follow us on our social media. This is Rotem again for All Israel News, and happy Passover. Chag Pesach Sameach.